Knocking hollows, ripping through your organs. We don't play your shit because your songs are fucking boring. 30 Stephen Curry with no jersey, bitch, I'm scoring. If ballin' was a crime, I would be locked up next to Jordan.
Hi, this is me making my favorite human being ever, my lock screen, while I talk real quick. I know y'all have wanted a part 2 to my step-by-step video star tutorial, or my updated version of it that I made a month ago. I was actually in the process of making it, but then I had gotten a new phone and that kind of fucked up everything, because then I kind of neglected the phone that I'm using now, which I use just for editing now. Then on top of that, I was in the process of moving, so I just kind of neglected the video completely, and I kind of felt bad because y'all really wanted a second part, and I kind of promised a second part to the tutorial, so my bad. So here's the second part. I'm gonna be teaching you some basic transitions. Yee! You already know the vibes. Okay, so now I'm gonna teach you a zoom out transition. So by now you should know how to get to multi-layer and put your photo in a multi-layer, and I was just showing you all the layers, which I'm pretty sure I did it in the first video, but I can't remember because I have the memory of a 90-year-old. You wish I was joking. You go to your first layer, go to edit keyframes, go on, and what I do is I go all the way to the end of my clip and I go back a couple spaces. So I don't go back more than maybe 6 spaces. In this case I did 5. And then I go to size, and the little down arrow across from size is what I press so it can stay at 100%. Then I go back to the end of the clip and I zoom in or out. In this case, I'm zooming out. I used the wrong curving path, so I'm going to go back and change it, but you'll see. Anyways, you go to mirroring and you go to the last one that I chose. Then you go to color and go to tracking blur. I realized I used the wrong curving path because tracking blur didn't work, so I went back into my keyframes and I changed it and added my motion blur. Like I said in the last video, please don't overkill with the motion blur. I probably didn't. I forgot. I had to start this over. Okay, anyways, don't overkill with the motion blur. It's literally so ugly when y'all add too much motion blur. Anyways, then you go to your next photo or video. And you go to the end of the clip, do the same thing I did before. You go, oh wait, no, you don't do the same thing. You go to the end of the clip, then you push the down arrow next to size. Then you use the curving path I used. Then you go to the beginning of the video, zoom all the way in, go like 2 or 3 spaces forward, and then you zoom out a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit. And then it's ugly, but like you get it. Like, hopefully, I don't know. Then you do the same thing I did to the last clip. Add some motion blur. Please don't overkill. And it should come out looking like some sort of smooth zoom out transition. Sorry I don't use graphs. Like, I'm not good at graphs. So we working with keyframes.
Baby, poke it out. Baby, poke it out.
Alright, so the next transition I'm showing you is a spin transition. You go to your clip and you go just kind of like, it's the same kind of concept as the zoom out transition. So I go to the end and I go back a couple more spaces than what I usually would with a zoom out transition. Mind you, I don't do spin transitions typically, and this transition is gonna look mad ugly. I swear to God I can do better, but I just don't feel like doing better. But anyways, you press the arrow down to where the little spin, the curved arrows are, and you use that little slider thing to spin your photo. And then I kind of, you know, spin my photo like you're supposed to. And you mirror it and you add motion blur. Once again, don't overkill. I'm really not in the mood to have a fucking seizure. Because y'all be tripping with the motion blur sometimes. And then with your second photo, you turn it again, but you turn it the opposite way. And then you go to the end of the clip, or as far forward as you want, or if that makes sense. You don't have to go all the way to the end, but I did just to make it look easier. And you add a curving path to that ending clip. Then you go to the beginning, just like how you did with a zoom out, and you kind of spin it to its original position, but not all the way. I swear I can do better. Like I said, I just really don't feel like it because I just kind of want to get this video out because I feel bad that I left y'all hanging. I just want y'all to get the concept. I'm not really trying hard to make it look too good because I don't know, editing it's kind of been frustrating lately, but that's how I did a spin transition. Thank you. Bye.
Whoa, poke it out, poke it, whoa, poke it out, poke it.
Having a cold check. Anyways, go to multi-layer. You already know the drill. So I'm doing a zoom out shake transition. I kept choosing the clip of it already being zoomed out because I'm slow. We've already discussed this many times before. So basically, you basically do a zoom out for the first part. So y'all hopefully should already know what to do. Y'all probably don't because I can't explain nothing for shit. But you go to the end of the clip, go a few spaces back, press the down arrow for size, then you zoom out, and then you add your mirroring, and you go to tracking blur. I had to change my curving path again because I fucked up. That's how you can tell I haven't been editing that much. Then for your next clip, you go to the end of it, go to path, and go press the down arrow next to path. Go to the curving paths for it, and you're going to use one of those 3 curving paths I pointed to. I'm using the second one, and then you can go to the beginning of your clip and move the photo up, and you should have a little bounce. Then you go to mirroring, and you add your motion blur, and that's how you do it. I'm sorry that my explaining was delayed. Jesus fucking Christ.
Whoa, baby, whoa, baby.
Okay, excuse Rugrats playing in the background. I'm a 5-year-old. But anyways, I'm going to teach you a slide transition. So, you already know the drill by now. Let's not act like dummies. Go to the end of the clip. And you go back a couple spaces. I think I went 6 spaces back. You go to path, press the down arrow. Then you go back to the end of the clip. And you move it whichever way you want. I'm not saying left or right because I don't know which side left or right is because I'm dyslexic. Anyways, and they use the same curving path I used. And then you go back. Come on, sis, go back. The fork. Hello. And you go to mirroring. Use the last one I used. Then you go to color and use tracking blur. Sorry, I always say motion blur. Y'all know what the fuck I mean. Y'all can see what the fuck I'm doing. I'm dumb. Okay. Now you go to your next photo or video, whatever you're doing. Go to multi-layer. Get your photo. Oh my god, Rugrats is so fucking distracting. Then you go to the end of the clip, push the down arrow, use the same curving path I used. And then you go back to the front and you go to the opposite way. Don't go the same way as the last clip. And then you go 2 spaces in front and you move the photo closer to the middle. Not all the way to the middle, just a little bit closer to the middle. Then you do the same thing with the mirroring, add tracking blur. Not too much. You don't want to fucking give nobody a seizure. And that's your slide transition. And if you want to go the opposite way, do the same thing, but just opposite.
Poke it out, poke it out.
Okay, all right. Before I explain, can't even talk. Before I do this next transition, excuse Fairly Odd Parents playing in the background. You're going to hear a lot of kiddie, childish TV shows going on because I'm sad as hell. And when I'm sad, I go right back to my childhood like an infant. So I might cut it off because it's distracting. But But if you hear Timmy Turner screaming, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. The transition I'm going to show you is kind of complex, but if you watch it a couple times, I think you can get it. I don't think it's that hard. So it's gonna be a bottom spin transition. I'll show you. So you get your photo, you go to edit keyframes, and in the middle of all those arrows, there's gonna be an anchor that I'm pressing. Make sure that your box in the dot in the middle turns red. And then you wanna move your picture up, all the way up, until the dot is at the bottom of the photo. I love having it cold. It's so sexy. Then you push your photo right back down to its original position. Okay, so now that it's at the bottom of your clip, you want to go to the end of the clip, go a couple spaces back, push the down arrow next to where I push it with the two curved arrows. Make sure it's on the curved arrows. You push the down arrow for that, you go to the end of the clip, and you turn it whichever way you want to turn it. Like you're doing a spin transition, but it's going to be at the bottom instead of in the middle. Then you want to mirror it, add tracking blur, and push create. That is so obnoxious. I'm cutting this off. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. And his forehead looks scrumptious. Anyways, so do the same thing you did for the last transition. So you push the anchor, make sure the red dot is all the way at the bottom of your clip. And once you get it to the bottom of your clip, sorry, I'm whispering because my mom is next door and I don't want her to bother me because I don't want her to know I'm up. But anyways, then you I'm sorry. Then you move your photo back to the bottom of its original position, back to its original position. And then you do the same thing, just opposite. Go to the end of the clip, push the down arrow for the curving thingamajigger. Use the same curving path I did. Go back to the front of your clip, turn it the opposite way, then go two spaces in front, do what I did, and then you should be good. I'm fighting the urge to sneeze right now, so I won't blow out your eardrums. Then you add motion, tracking blur, and mirroring, and you should be good. That's the little transition. If y'all complain how that was hard, I'm fighting y'all. Okay, so this next transition I'm gonna show you is, or this is gonna be the last transition I show you. This is gonna be in the layout section, I think it's called. There's a bunch of different effects you can choose from. This is the only one I'm going to show you. I have this section because they're all basically the same thing. You just have to choose which effect you want. So I'm using the tile slide transition, and then you can push the arrow up, the up arrow above the star to like play with these effects and which one you want and all that stuff. So I'm going to switch it in a second to which one I want. And then it's basically like how you do with every transition. You push the layout to 0, you go to the end of the clip, go back a couple spaces, push the down arrow next to layout so it can be at its regular position, go to the ending of the clip, and then push the layout slider as far as you want. Use the same curving path I used. Then you go to your next clip and do the same thing but opposite. Make sure you use the same like effect, like how the squares are bigger, and then the slider next to it moves it whichever way you want it to move, so it can look better and it won't look like it's going the same way as the last clip. Then you go to the end of your clip, go to layout, push the slider down, use the same curving path I used, go to the front of the clip, go a couple spaces forward, and it's kind of like how I do all my transitions. I know I didn't explain that well, but that's how you do the tile transition. You can do that with all the layout transitions. Enjoy this random video of NEIY talk for a second. Anyways, I want to say thank you for all the views and blah 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 and comments and stuff on my first part of this little series thing. I really thought it was going to flop like hard. I mean, it did kind of flop, but I thought it was going to flop. So it's really nice to know that y'all still like are interested in my videos and stuff, and that my stupid ass fucking tutorials helps. So if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them below. Also, do y'all know anywhere I can download YouTube videos? Because SaveFrom.net is being a fucking asshole. Thank you.